Hi, I'm Joe Baldwin of Ucsd Ss. Today I'm going to give you a very quick overview of UCS Director self-service portal and provisioning of a virtual machine. So we'll start off by logging into the main admin interface. And we'll give you a very quick overview of the policies that actually control the provisioning of a virtual machine. We'll start off with storage. So it's going to be very quick high level, which we start with very quick provisioning of what storage is selected for provisioning a virtual machine and the storage policy in use. The VMware storage policy is defined here. And here you can select which data stores you would like to provision your virtual machine on, and you get a choice of all of them available. The next level is computing. In here you define your compute policy, and for this we've provisioned a bronze, silver, gold. The gold is an example. Lets you select whereabouts in the cluster, virtual cluster, you want to provision it, and the specific sizes around what you're allowing it. You'll see these a little bit later on. Next is service delivery. This defines how Windows builds the virtual machine. And here we've got the name. This is the name the VM will take when it's provisioned in VMware. This variable here shows you what ID it will get. It will take this variable from the service request and name the VM as such. The rest of this is standard Windows items, your license keys, your domain, such like. Next we have our virtual data centers. Again, these are related to the gold, silver, bronze that we are utilizing. Inside here you define each one of the policies. So this virtual data center for gold defines exactly which policies are required to provision a gold virtual machine. We're not using application containers yet. Catalogs. In here, these are the catalog items that will be available depending on how you log into the self-service portal. So we'll have a quick look at that. So if we log into the self-service portal as a gold user, you'll see here we have three options of what to provision. So for the purposes of this, we will provision a 2008 R2 virtual machine. So these are already pre-selected for us. They're not usable, user changeable. Again, these are pre-selected for us on the virtual data center. However, we can select when we'd like to provision it. So we can say, actually, we don't want this virtual machine today. We want it tomorrow at a specific time. For the purpose of this, we want it now. We can also specify a lease time. So we can say we actually only want this virtual machine for 1 day. And here's where we define what resources we want to give it. So we want to give this 2 virtual CPUs, and we'll give it 4 GB of RAM. There are no custom workflows defined for this. Custom workflows can be added in. They're not something I can cover off in this presentation, but we'll be going to workflows in one of the later ones. And this is basically a quick overview of what you've requested to be provisioned. As you can see here, there is a cost associated with it. This is based on the chargeback model we've inputted. Now, these are costs we've just thrown in. They are not accurate. So yes, these can be provisioned and defined by GLL and what they require for this project. So we hit submit, and the service request has been put forward. Go back in, we can actually see this service request been provisioned. And here it is, this newest one, service request 55. And you see currently it's just going through the resource allocation check. In a minute this will move on to approval. The unable to notify support is purely a email issue. That's not something that will be there in live. Approval by admin, so in a second I should get an email come through requesting me to approve this request. And there it is. So this is the email request. Again, it outlines much of the details you've already seen. specifying what's going to be approved. Click this link. It'll take me to another page where I can approve or reject. You can have multiple approvers in this process, so if you wanted to, you could actually have 2 people have to approve the virtual machine. So if you wanted a storage guy to approve it prior, and then a infrastructure admin, or you can utilize this in the change process. So we're going to put approved, and then submit that, and that's gone through. So what we'll see now in a minute, there we go, this virtual machine is now starting to be provisioned. So it's 55. We'll open this console ready for in a minute. Okay, so we've skipped through that so that you don't have to wait. The virtual machine will now power itself on, and it will begin its final part of customizations, which is where it adds its own name and joins the domain, enters the license key, and any other information that was predefined. Once that's taken place, we'll just log out and show you a quick run through of a bronze one. We won't actually deploy this VM, just whilst it's running in the background. It's a bronze virtual machine. First of all, you notice it doesn't have the ability to do a bare metal deployment. And a bronze virtual machine will have less options for the end user to choose. They're able to choose to provision later still, so they will still release time on it. But this time you'll see they get no option, custom specification. The specification of the virtual machine is predefined for them. So let's see how virtual machine is booting for the first time. As you can see now, the virtual machine is performing its customization and performing its setup for the first time. If we log on, it's in the domain. And it's named it, join the domain, and everything it needs to do. And that's pretty much how you deploy a virtual machine using UCS Director.